Hey, welcome to A Watchman's Journal. I'm so happy that you have joined me today. We have powerful, powerful words that the Father has spoken to me in my journal that I will be sharing with you today to encourage you, to bless you, and it just empowers us to carry on and carry out our assignment because He faithfully keeps speaking to us, encouraging us, laying out battle plans, strategies for us to come and to partner with Him. He's just so good to want us to partner with Him. He loves family, and that's why He created us. It's a wonderful thing. Welcome to all you who have jumped on the live. I see y'all coming in, all kinds of different states. Um, Malawi, Africa is also here. And I know we have some Nigerians who also hop on when they can, and many other nations represented. And I love that. I absolutely love it because this is a worldwide movement of dark to light, and every nation is going to have a measure of rescue according to how the people have cried out in those nations. I do think there will be some that will perhaps not enjoy the benefits of the New Kingdom Age, but I think those will be very few and far between because it's not going to work out so well for them. Our episode today is entitled Of Men and Angels, Rescuing the Destinies of Nations. Just those words, they send chills down my spine because this is the day we are living in. Heaven and earth have converged, and Father God is rescuing the destinies of nations that have been captured by the evil empire, those arrogant elite and the demonic forces they have partnered with have come to steal our world. And God has said, enough. Now it's my turn. Things are going to go my way. And we get to be alive to help Him do that. Oh, UAE is here, United Arab Emirates. I don't know how to say that properly, so sorry. But we're very happy that you're here. I just stumbled on this entry from 7 years ago. It's actually March 3rd, 2019, that I heard this word, and it just popped out to me as something that is happening in our day. It's fairly short. It's just titled Justice. Do you know how important justice is? We know that it's important to us, but it is one of the foundations of the Father's throne, justice and righteousness. So this is what He said that morning 7 years ago. I am the revealer of secrets and hearts. I reveal in order to heal and in order to cleanse and protect. I also reveal to bring a balance of justice where injustice has lived in the darkness. Wow, we've seen so much injustice in our day. He said, injustice is a stealer of provision. It is a robber of intimacy and unity. Any sin that continues unchecked brings about injustice. Wow. Any sin that continues unchecked brings about injustice. And injustice brings about poverty, lack, a stripping of power and authority. Injustice allows for a loss of reputation and enslavement of the weak. This is why I also came as the God of justice, and I will restore it to your life and your nation. I am willing, I am able, and I will do this. Psalm 89, verse 14 in the New King James Version. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Mercy and truth go before your face. Wow. So I just thought that was a powerful entry to go over because a grave injustice is being righted in our world. A nation was stripped, its people were stripped of their freedoms. They became a totally different nation that they never signed up, and that is Iran. They used to be a very free nation that produced an amazing life. Their lifestyle was, one of the top in the world. They were prosperous, they were creative, they were innovative, and then this horrible regime came in and they quenched the fires of everything and established injustice. And that's how that nation operated. And it crippled it, it enslaved its people. And we should be rejoicing mightily that they are being set free. Now, they're going to have to step up to the plate and take back their own nation, which is how it should be. But the United States and Israel are making a way for them to be able to do that because they're not armed. Do you see the danger of having an unarmed population? It's because the thousands and thousands of protesters that were murdered by their own government because they are so wicked and cruel. So it is a day to make way for them to be able to take back their own nation. And so awesome. Today is Purim, where we celebrate the book of Esther and how Esther was called on and stepped in the gap and made a way for the nation of Israel, who were exiled in Persia at that time, which is modern day Iran. And she was able to stop that plot to slaughter them off. And of course, we all know about Haman hanging on his own gallows. We've seen a lot of that in the last week, haven't we? Yes, indeed. And just very interesting, did you know that President Trump, when 2015, 2016, when he had just announced he was running, and when he was running for office, we had several prophetic voices who said that he's been called as a Cyrus. And of course, Cyrus was a Persian king, and he was the one who allowed the nation of Israel to return back to their homeland. So he established that for them. And now Israel is repaying that age-old debt of gratitude, and they are deposing wicked rulers so that the people of Persia can arise again. God's ways are amazing, powerful, and beautiful. All right, we're going to jump into our journal entries for this week. Just a couple of things to mention. I did start a new X account, and so you can find me. It's titled A Watchman's Journal, and the handle is at the Diana Larkin, which I think is a little cheesy, but the scammers who stole my account have Diana Larkin, so I can't use that. But so the closest I could come was the Diana Larkin. So go there, give me a follow, and just grateful to have a voice back on that platform again. And they did actually, X did remove the scam posts from my old account, but it's still locked up. I still can't get into it. And I've reached out for help, but haven't heard anything. So we'll see. Maybe someday I'll get that old account back again. Hi, everybody who's jumping on. Bless you, bless you. All right, we're going to talk about of men and angels. This is a season where no other like heaven is interacting with earth and bringing about a season of great change and great hope. Our first entry is from February 24th, 2026, Days of Great Significance. This word was 4 days before the end of the month. And so when he spoke this word to me, it was a little bit like, okay, sticking my neck out there a little bit, but it's not about me. It's about um, fully sharing with you what I believe he is speaking to me. So he said, these are days of great significance in the war of dark to light. February will go out with a bang, and March will come in like a flood. Well, 4 days later, February went out with a bang. Wow. Always trust him. He said, watch for the bangs and the floods. So, in other words, I think he's saying just because February ended with a bang, you can keep watching for them. They're going to keep coming. So, he said bangs and floods are going to be in both the natural and the spiritual realms. The spiritual realm is fully deployed in uncovering what has been hidden, in burning down false altars, and in rescuing the destinies of nations. That is just so powerful. He said these significant movements in the spiritual realm will affect the natural realm. Battles will begin with a bang. Yep. Earthquakes will start off with a bang. I guess there was one in Iraq last night, in Iran, excuse me. And exposures of deep darkness will explode on the scene with a bang. March floods from record snowfalls will be triggered. Dueling narratives will flood the airwaves as the lying media tries to twist and turn the flood of exposures of evil and corruption, and the truth tellers flood media with facts and proofs of deep and twisted darkness. Call in the February bangs and the March floods and declare that they will be used to accomplish heaven's agenda of dark to light. Declare that the bangs and floods will overpower and overwhelm the evil empire. Excuse me. And that they will push them further into my trap. These are days of great significance. Wow, that word took 4 days to come to pass. That's pretty amazing. And of course, we're looking for more of that to develop as well. Uh, and I did want to mention too about an earthquake starting off with a bang. We spent 35 years in California, and I have lived through many, many earthquakes, and they are not all the same. They all can be very different. Some of them are very rolling, like you feel like you're rolling, and some of them are like sharp, jutting, and some of them start with a bang. You hear a loud noise, and then things start shaking. So I just wanted to explain that because he knew what I meant because I lived through it. So we're going to watch for those things, his bangs and his floods. And of course, we can pray that the floods will not cause damage or harm to people, but they will just carry his message. So that I think important to note that too. All right, February 25th, 2026, shutting down the lies. Now, shutting down lies is kind of a theme that you're going to see through a lot of the words this week because it is very important that the lies be stopped because they're holding people captive. People we love, they're holding them captive and deceived. So the Father said, too many lies are still filling your atmosphere. Your warfare has been effective in shrinking the size of the liars' platforms. And as you released truth into the atmosphere, more truth tellers have emerged and their platforms are increasing. However, there are still too many voices spreading absolute lies and fabricated narratives. You know this if you've looked at any news stories. You look at Gateway Pundit and get a story. You look at CNN, it's like, are you guys talking about the same incident here? Because they are absolutely, one's dark and one's light. It's an incredible day we live in. He said these lies serve to keep those who have been deceived locked into their deception. It's time to launch a new offensive that will serve to shut down the lies so that the truth fills the atmosphere over your nation. This must be truth empowered by my spirit of truth. Just spreading the right facts can be helpful, but those deep in deception must have empowered truth to break through the demonic web over their minds, eyes, and hearts. I want you to welcome the Spirit of truth to invade the atmosphere over your nation. He's going to give us a prayer and some decrees here. All of these action items that I shared today have been typed up and they are available for you on my blog spot or on my website. Open up the description box right under the title of the video, and all that information will be there for you. You may print those out, use them for prayer with groups, however you want. The more praying, the better. So here's what he has asked us to pray. Come, Spirit of truth, and shut down the lies. Cleanse our atmosphere of lies and empower truth to become revelation that will set the deceived free. And then he says, I want you to release angels and hosts to implement the shutting down of lies and liars. Activate the angels and hosts to remove blinders and destroy the webs of deception that keep people deceived and to prepare hearts to receive the revelation of truth. Now, he's going to give us a decree because a lot of us, we're not used to working with angels. And I think all we've ever heard is don't worship angels and you can't talk to them. But, how many people in the Bible talk to angels? There's a whole slew. So let's put the fear aside and let's just walk with the Father. He's showing us how to do it. He's giving us direct steps so that we don't have to wonder. Can we go off on our own and just ask angels to do anything we want them to do? No, it doesn't work that way. He's the commander. He gives us, we're like the generals. He gives us orders and we activate the angels according to his orders. Okay? So he says, decree, go forth, angels and hosts, and shut down lies and illumine truth. We declare that the silencing of lies and the revelation of truth will bring about a peaceful and beautiful unity in our land. Oh, we all long for that. Yeah. He said, it's time for shutting down the lies. Psalm 36, verse 3 in the New Living Translation. Everything they say is crooked and deceitful. They refuse to act wisely or do good. Wow, very descriptive. All right, let's move on to February 26th of 2026. Fear sells, faith is costly. This is one of his words of wisdom for us. Get us through this season we've never walked in before. I have a question for my people. Are you drawn more to voices predicting fearful happenings, or are you drawn to voices inviting you into faith? I have this question for my leaders and those in places of influence in media. Does what you share produce fear and anxiety, or does it birth deep-rooted faith? The evil empire traffics in fear, anxiety, and despair because it causes people to feel powerless and to accept tyrannical control measures. My kingdom sons and daughters must not compromise with any shadows of darkness in what they listen to, or what they say, or what they promote. Let's be real here. Fear sells, but faith is costly. If you are undisciplined in what you consume with your eyes and ears, you can easily be defiled and you will find your faith growing weaker instead of stronger. Leaders and influencers, there's a big temptation to share the juicy fear reports because fear sells. And you will draw more attention to yourself and your platform. But at what cost? To your own soul and to the souls of those who take in those fear reports. Let me also mention sharing supposed revelations of fearful happenings and then tacking on, but we need to have faith statements, are like ineffective band aids that don't heal the load of fear that you just dumped on people. You are in a season where I am purifying my church from hidden sin and from compromise with worldly systems and thinking. This is a costly process to go through, but the result will be a beautiful, powerful, faith filled kingdom of believers who shine hope into any darkness. Fear sells, and faith is costly, but faith will be more precious than gold. I wanted to share something. Someone posted anonymously on my blog, and they said they've been guilty of just looking at all the fear reports, and they said then their husband has to talk them down, off the precipice. But I loved what she said. She said, when I've engaged in doom scrolling. I just thought that was so perfect. Don't do doom scrolling. Not good for your soul or your faith. All right, let's go back. This one is from 5 years ago, February 26th, 2021. It starts off with Psalm 24, verses 7 and 8 in the Passion Translation. This is one of my favorite Psalms. So wake up, you living gateways. Lift up your heads, you ageless doors of destiny. Welcome the King of glory, for he is about to come through you. You ask, who is this glory king? The Lord, armed and ready for battle, the mighty one, invincible in every way. And I'm just reminded that as a watchman, you look out and you see, you're up on the wall, you're looking out, you're looking into the distance and you see someone's coming. And if you realize it's the enemy, you have to warn, the gates need to be closed, the guards need to be posted, and they need to be ready to repel an attack. But you're not just watching for evil, you're watching for the King of glory. And you're telling them, the king is coming. Fling wide those gates and open him and welcome him in to those open doors. So this is what he said that morning, the King of glory. He said, I am the King of glory, and I'm going to march through the gates and doors of this nation to reestablish your destiny in me and to destroy those who sought to bring her into subjection to darkness and evil. Hold on to these words of promise from me, even though my coming seems delayed to you. I will break through at just the right moment, and you will realize my timing is perfect. These last days of waiting are difficult, and yeah, it's turned into years, but he has kept us. And you will need to beware of the enemy's tactics to discourage and demoralize you. Pour out your heart to me, and I will supply you with what you need to have your faith strengthened and your heart comforted. Keep remembering, I am the King of glory. And then same Psalm, verse 14, there's a private place reserved for the lovers of Yahweh, where they sit near him and receive the revelation secrets of his promises. That's for all of us. Wow. February 27th, 2026. This is called Back to the Garden and Beyond. Just another beautiful look at the future he has planned for us. He said one of the goals of the kingdom age is to take the world back to the Garden of Eden. That is a return to clean air, pure waters, and fertile soil. Those are good words to hear. I had so many people message me message me or email me that they too have had revelations about going back to the Garden of Eden. That's really good to hear, very confirming. He said this was Adam and Eve's world until the defilement of sin allowed the enemy's destroying works onto the earth. The cross and the resurrection of Jesus won back the authority over the earth. Redeemed mankind has slowly been taking back what was stolen and defiled by the enemy. Now is a season of acceleration of my judgment and justice hitting the earth. I could just see missiles hitting the earth. My promises of a rescue and the removal of evil reigning over you will come to pass. This will signal the time of you and your world going back to the garden and beyond. My sons and daughters of light are now arising and filling the earth with the beauty, the healing, and the provision of the garden. But wait, there's more. I laughed so hard when he said that to me because he so knows what we hear and joins in the fun and laughs with us, and uh, he enjoys being God. And we enjoy being his sons and daughters. So this is not just back to the garden, it is back to the garden and beyond. My sons and daughters will lead the world far beyond the original garden. The garden will begin to fill the whole earth until my kingdom shines beyond anything you have imagined, and peace and prosperity rule and reign over a grateful people whose allegiance belongs to the King of Glory. The winning of this war from dark to light will lead you back to the garden and beyond. Wow. And that was Adam and Eve's original mandate. They were to make the rest of the world like the Garden of Eden. And of course, not just them, but their offspring as well. Well, we're their offspring, and we get to continue that mandate. After Jesus came and did an amazing rescue, we'd gotten ourselves into great, great, deep trouble and darkness, and he came to restore light to the world and authority as his sons and daughters. All right, February 28th of 2026. This is called Operation Rolling Thunder. And I can't remember if I knew about the attacks on Iran before I heard this word or after. I think it might have been after, because when I went to bed the night of the 27th, I was really praying a lot because I had a sense that an attack was going to happen. And sure enough, I think I did check my phone right away in the morning, which I don't always do. And there had been an attack. But at that time, we didn't know much of anything that had happened yet, just knew that an attack had come. So Operation Rolling Thunder was the powerful word he spoke to me that morning. He said, I, Yahweh, have released Operation Rolling Thunder onto the earth. This rolling thunder carries the frequency of judgment, and its sound waves are toppling tyrannical governments and shaking those partnered with great evil out of their positions of power and influence. My lightning flashes will follow my rolling thunder. The power of my lightning bolts will strike the ground and will expose all that has been hidden by the darkness. Those partnered with darkness thought their secrets would never be uncovered because they had levels of impenetrable protection around them. But my rolling thunder frequencies have loosened the locks, and now my lightning bolts will breach the hiding places with one blow. Make no mistake, the evil empire is reeling from the power of my rolling thunder frequencies, and they are panicking over the exposures of their gross sin and corruption from my lightning flashes. They are trying to keep up the facade of superior morality and villainizing true righteousness and justice. But the cracks are starting to show. Public demonstrations of anger are beginning to peel away the facade of superior civility that they have projected. You're going to see the rats from both political parties begin to jump ship as they see their doom rolling in like a dark and raging storm of rolling thunder and exposing lightning. Undergird Operation Rolling Thunder with continual prayer and worship. Heaven is unleashing Operation Rolling Thunder on your behalf, and the victory is drawing near. Wow. I'm going to take you back to a journal nugget from last year. Now, it was 1 month and 1 year to the date of February 28th. This was January 28th of 2025 that I heard this word that is playing out before our eyes. And it was entitled February Fury. And I define fury as extreme anger or force of violent rushing. He said, I am unleashing a February of fury against the evil empire. These hard-hearted, arrogant ones have plans of violence for your destruction and to cause you great fear. I am arising in my warrior strength, and I am coming as a violent, rushing force that will bring destruction and terror to those who continue to oppose me and my plans for the kingdom age. My fury is being deployed because my remnant have cried out for my judgment and justice. You have fought valiantly. Now, watch me fight furiously for you. Let me assure you that the evil schemes of darkness are no match for my fury. Their thrones of power, their bribed gatekeepers, and their stolen wealth will be wiped out by my violent rushing fury. Stand with me and call in my February fury against the darkness. Rejoice that my justice and righteousness will prevail. They don't stand a chance against my February fury. And of course, you know that they named this operation Epic Fury. Wow. Hebrews 10:27 in the Amplified. But a kind of awful and terrifying expectation of divine judgment and the fury of a fire and burning wrath which will consume the adversaries, those who put themselves in opposition to God. Wow, we have watched that take place. All right, welcome to March 1st, 2026. This is a very important journal entry that I heard, and it is our video title, Of Men and Angels. Just let the impact of that strike your heart and your spirit. He said, this is an intense season as the warfare heightens between the darkness and the light. Remember that I'm always available to you to comfort, strengthen, and encourage you. I also want to remind you that this is a time when I have declared the convergence between heaven and earth. It is the time of men and angels. Call on your angels and hosts to help you as you battle in this spiritual war. They have been assigned to you to help you and your nation fulfill your destinies. My ear and my heart are always open to you. You can bring me your sorrow, your weariness, your temptations, your burnout from so much intensity. Ask me to help you and then ask your angels and hosts to aid you in following through with the healing and help that is released to you from heaven. Your angels and hosts will help lighten your atmosphere with heaven's frequencies and light. You'll begin to see a different perspective, and you will catch a breath of pure air that will refresh you. Your angels and hosts carry heaven's strength. They will impart it to you as you wait on me and welcome heaven's help. You were never meant to do this alone. I have made great provision for you. Like never before, this is the time of men and angels. Hallelujah. Wow, what a time to be alive. All right, we're going to read a journal nugget from March 2nd of 2021, 5 years ago. And this is a two-parter. The first was I just felt this spontaneous declaration to the Lord, and I wrote it down, and I titled this, My Soul is at Rest. My soul is at rest when my trust is in you. When I acknowledge that your ways are so much higher than my ways, my mind comes to rest in your wisdom, counsel, and might. Keep me in this place of quiet rest and trust, for then my worship is free and full and completely focused on you, and my faith soars. Then, when you call me to take up my sword against a scheme of darkness, I hear you clearly, for my mind is stayed on you. And I go out to battle in great faith and confidence. And this is what he responded to me: my perfect peace. My perfect peace provides a place of safety, comfort, healing, and strengthening. It will not cause you to grow weaker. No, it will bring you deep and abiding strength that will steady you in the battle and will equip you to fight to the end with complete faith that the battles will end in a great victory. Come hide yourself under the shadow of my wings, and you will find my rest and peace. Psalm 57, verse 1 in the Passion Translation. Please, God, show me your mercy. Open your grace fountain for me, for you are my soul's true shelter. I will hide beneath the shadow of your embrace, under the wings of your cherubim, until this terrible trouble is past. Wow. We're going to go over our last entry now, which is March 2nd, 2026. And again, we're going to be talking about lies. And this is fiery truth that burns up lies. I am once again bringing before you the necessity of truth being established on your airwaves. Leviathan's spells of lies and deception must be burned up by fiery truth. If you don't know who Leviathan is, he, in the natural, was a sea creature that was described in the book of Job and elsewhere, but he has a spiritual counterpart, which he is a marine spirit and supposedly has like a lot of mouths, which is what's behind the lying media, what gives its force and what gives lies power is the spirit of Leviathan working in the background. It twists words, it creates fear, compromise. It's definitely not a good thing. So he said, your prayers and warfare have weakened Leviathan's grip over the airwaves. And that is very true. There was a time when you spoke the truth, you got canceled off of Twitter, you got thrown off Facebook. And that is no longer the case. Some of them are still doing some censoring, but X has been totally free. And there just is a place for voices of truth now. So we know that Leviathan's power has been weakened. So your prayers and warfare have weakened his grip over the airwaves, but a final assault must be waged to dislodge this lying stronghold of deception and blasphemy. I want you to release my flaming hosts of fiery truth to burn up the lies and to dismantle the stronghold protecting those lies and the liars. Once the stronghold of lies is brought down, the bold liars will no longer be protected, and they will be held accountable for their purposeful lies and destructive propaganda. Declare Psalm 144, verses 6 through 8, and verse 11 in the Passion Translation. So he wants us to turn his word into a declaration. Loose your fiery lightning flashes and scatter your enemies. Overthrow them with your terrifying judgments. Deliver me from these dark powers. They speak nothing but lies. Their words are pure deceit. Nothing they say can ever be trusted. Deliver us. Then our homes will be happy. Our sons will grow up strong, sturdy men, and our daughters with graceful beauty, royally fashioned as for a palace. So, and you know that when the Bible speaks of lightning flashes, that the angels are compared to lightning flashes. They move that fast and they have that kind of power. And that Hebrews, it's described in Hebrews, but there are other places too. So he finishes with, you cannot bring down Leviathan by yourself. You must partner with heaven to accomplish this takedown. It's an old and ancient stronghold. Heaven is poised and ready to release fiery truth that burns up lies. Partner with heaven and call forth the burning up of the platforms of liars and the establishment of truth and transparency on your airwaves. Many will then be awakened from deception and hopelessness into the fire and power of truth. Wow. And truth does have a power and a fire to it. And it is going to be more and more empowered as Leviathan is defeated and dealt with, and the liars are held accountable for the lies that they have perpetrated on the nations. We are going to end with prayer, but I did just want to mention, if you weren't here at the beginning, that I do have a new X account. It is a Watchman's Journal, and the handle is at the Diana Larkin. So find me there, follow me. It's a jolly family and love and support each other. It's good to be back again. I don't know if my old account will ever be set free, but we'll let you know. And you have been all signing up for the email newsletter list that we are keeping, just because we want to be able to have track of all of you, just in case, and because someday we might want to put out a newsletter. We aren't doing that right now, but that is just one of the future things that we might be doing. It's kind of a amazing thing I think that we could do. However, nothing is simple. We can't simply send out a letter from Proton Mail. If you do a mass mailing on Proton Mail, they consider that spam. They close your account and you are never allowed on Proton again. So we will have to pay for a subscription to an outside email service. So we'll let you know when we get to that place, and maybe someday things will be a little simpler. But thanks y'all for signing up. We appreciate it. And please do visit the website, because Callie did a beautiful job designing it. And we do have more to add. We've just been very busy trying to get the X account back again, and the other things that are coming across our plate. Don't miss our shorts. Those some of our clips from my videos that Callie puts together, so that people could just get a little taste of what the video is about. And then we have contributors send things to us, poetry, confirmations, testimonies that we love to share in little shorts. And those and dreams, if you have a dream you want interpreted. You can do all that through my website, watchmansjournal.com. Just use the contact form to give us prayer requests, have a dream decoded, or to share a testimony, something that's a confirmation, something that God has given you. We can't use everything because sometimes things are too long, but we love to read them anyway and be encouraged by what you're hearing. And then if you want to be on the newsletter list, that is separate on the very bottom of the homepage where you can sign up for the email list. So we will send you a confirmation email that we have gotten your email. So if you've never received that, you might not have signed up for the email list. So just go back on the website and join us. Love you all. You guys are amazing. I love your comments. You are a huge blessing to me. Just can't tell you. I just feel your love, your prayer support. You are an awesome, awesome army of light for me to belong to and be part of and get this privilege of hearing his voice to encourage us and to give us strategies, directions. He's a faithful, faithful Father. All right, let's end with some prayer. Father, thank you again for gathering this amazing group of men and women, sons and daughters of light, who are called to warfare right now and eventually to establishing your kingdom and building the beautiful kingdom age of golden glory. I ask that you continue to strengthen us, that you heal and restore our bodies, that you supply our needs where we have them financially, that you supply over and above what we could think or imagine, and that you come and undergird us with your great love and your great power and strength. Thank you that you give us the battle strategies, and we gratefully give those back to you, speaking them out into the atmosphere so that we win this war of darkness being defeated and light being exalted over the nations once again. I thank you that you are a powerful and mighty God, and that you have come to infuse us with your strength, with your love, with your hope, with your life. We serve you with our whole hearts so gratefully, and we love you. We thank you, Jesus, that you came to redeem us from the darkness and to take our place, to make us clean with your blood so that we are dressed in the beautiful garments of salvation and we can come into the Father's presence. We thank you, Holy Spirit, for your job of transforming our souls, for making us look and sound like Jesus. And we just bless you, mighty God, that we serve and that we love. And we thank you in Jesus' mighty name. Amen and amen. All right, you guys, thanks for joining in. Thanks. You guys are so sweet. Just bless you. I will go back and read all the comments that you left while I was talking away. And I love you all. Until we meet again, may you be blessed with his peace, with great grace and great glory. Bye for now.